So many times on the channel, I have theorized that there could be an actual rubber fruit out there, a gum fruit that actually turns its user into a person with the properties of rubber, right? So, with that being said, there have been many ideas that I have put forward, like how, say, Damalo Black could have this fruit, and or this fruit could have been created through the various actions of Luffy throughout the story, him inspiring people wherever he goes, and people wanting to be like him, therefore giving birth to a gum fruit, because a lot of people know that he is a rubber man, and he calls himself a rubber man, even though he's much more than that. So wouldn't it be funny if, while Luffy thought that his fruit was a paramecia, but it's actually a Zoan, the real gum fruit could be thought of as a Zoan, but it's actually a paramecia? I think Loki is the eater of that fruit. I think the reason why he's so, I guess you could say, transfixed on the idea that he is the sun deity is because he thought he ate the human fruit model Nika, or maybe he calls it the Nika no Mi, but it's actually just the Gumo no Mi, the rubber fruit, the gum fruit. And the reason why I'm thinking this is because when you go all the way back to chapter 1101, Kuma is talking to Bonnie in a flashback, within a flashback, I guess you could say. And she asks him about Nika. He says, it said his body had the properties like rubber, and he fought however he fancied. So, what this could mean for both Buccaneer and Giant culture is that all that is known about Nika, presumably, is that he was made of rubber, he fought however he fancied, and combining what is said here with the information in 1111 is that Broggy and Dory at least know how Nika looks. So this silhouette of Nika, I guess, maybe has been recorded because they remark how Gear 5th looks like Nika, and they're wondering how Luffy knew how Nika looks. So with that being said, we know the appearance and we know vaguely what the abilities of Nika were. So with that being said, it's possible that maybe the actual gum fruit, the rubber fruit, does allow the body to become rubber-like, and then you do, I guess, get powers very similar to Luffy's, but you don't get the Toon Force. You don't get all these weird extra abilities that one could say Luffy has had throughout the entirety of the series. Maybe, too, you can, through the ability of, I guess, slight shape shifting or styling your hair or whatnot, you could gain a silhouette that looks like Nika, which could be why Loki is so convinced that he is Nika, because when he's freed and he's freed from his chains, when he activates his ability or uses his rubber powers, he just assumes or cosplays up like what he think Nika is, and is close enough to the silhouette that's presented in Legend that he's just convinced that he is Nika. On top of that, he can use rubber-like abilities, which Nika is said to have. With that being said, seeing as how Nika is depicted carrying a sword and a spear, it would be very funny that he fights in the exact same way as Luffy, but Gum Pistol in this situation would be like maybe Nika Spear. Because in a way, you can take the straightforward punch as either a pistol shot or throwing a spear at somebody, because the punch stretches out like a spear, or you can say that it shoots out like a bullet. So either way, both of those weapon descriptions are applicable to a straightforward punch delivered by somebody with a stretchy, rubbery body. So I could see it like that. And seeing as how we know Gum Battle Axe is a sort of cherished attack by Luffy, as Kuma watches him practice it during the whole Kuma flashback, maybe Loki's version of Gum Battle Axe is Nika Sword, which is performed the same way as battle axe because, well, like how you swing down an axe, you could swing down a sword in the same way. So in that way, everything that Luffy does is applicable to a rubber fruit, and anything a rubber fruit does would technically be applicable to the Nika legend. Just thinking about it. Now, I don't know if they know, meaning like Buccaneers and Giants, I don't know if they know that Nika is white, because I know Vegapunk regards him as a white warrior, but I don't know if that's in the legends of Elbaf or wherever Buccaneers are from. But hey, the normal rubber fruit could turn you white. I remember a while ago when people were trying to figure out the nature of Gear 5th when the whole Kaido fight was happening, people often said that Luffy would have some sort of resin power. So maybe the properties of the gum fruit are just resin. Maybe it does allow you to turn white. So what I'm saying is that what we could end up having is Loki being a giant Viking version of Plastic Man from DC Comics. Yeah, because Plastic Man 2 is a man made out of a polymer. So he could just be a resin man who is made out of a polymer. He could just be stretchy and white. That could literally be what the sort of end result of it is. Or he could be like a special paramecia like Katakuri. Who knows? Stranger things have happened with paramecia fruits. So that's a possibility. With that being said, I can't wait to see how unexpectedly lame but very funny Loki is in the future. And with that being said, give me your thoughts and tell your friends about Polypede Works.